Hello friends, welcome back to IEN Facts Canada. My name is Anne, a registered nurse here in Canada. I share content related to nursing registration for internationally educated nurses here in Canada, immigration updates, as well as other opportunities for people who are not into nursing. If it's your first time coming across this channel, you are so very welcome. Kindly join the family by subscribing. To my returning viewers, welcome home. Thank you so much for tuning in. Kindly share and like this video as well. Today's topic is quite interesting, especially for you who is already searching for a nursing job in Canada. And I hope I'm going to answer your question, those of you who have raised concerns in the comment section of the other videos, okay? So please pay close attention. I'm going to share some tips and how you can be able to improve your chances of getting a job, all right? So to begin with, I know finding a job can be very challenging, especially for those of you who are outside of Canada. And that is because of various factors such as distance, job competition, and how soon the employer wants to fill those positions, okay? But before we get there, there are two major questions that I would like you to ask yourself, okay? Number one is, do you have a Canadian nursing license, whether provisional or whether a full license? Number two, are you qualified for the jobs that are being advertised? Let's start with your nursing license, okay? If you have a full license or if you have a provisional license, you are qualified to work as a nurse or to practice nursing in Canada, because a nursing license is the one that gives you authority to practice in Canada. So if you have either of those, you can be able to practice, okay? However, the bitter truth about a provisional license is that it is of more advantage to the people who are already in Canada. And this is the reason. Those people can be able to start working immediately as they prepare for their NCLEX, compared to you who is outside of Canada. And that is because the employers will be making their calculations, right? By the time they prepare your paperwork, your immigration paperwork, by the time you get here, probably your provisional license will be expiring, right? The provisional license has a time frame, and once it expires, you will not be able to renew it, and you cannot be able to practice without a license or until you pass the NCLEX. That's the only time you'll be able to practice, okay? So that is one of the factors that can affect most of the people who are applying from outside of Canada if they have a provisional license. The other thing is that your provisional license cannot be ported, cannot be transferred to another province. With the provisional license, you are only allowed to work in that one province that you acquired the license from, okay? But if you have a full license, then you can be able to apply to any province in Canada and then transfer your license. So that gives you more advantage if you have a full license, okay? And especially if you're applying from outside of Canada. If you have a full license, it adds more weight to your resume more than a provisional license. The employer will not be worried of discontinuation of practice due to license issues, right? Because if you do not pass your NCLEX, then you are discontinued until you pass the NCLEX. That's only when you can be able to practice again. So the employer will not be worried when you have a full license, all right? So that also gives you more advantage. Next is your resume, okay? So your resume speaks for you in absentia. It can be able to tell the employer who you are and what you can be able to do. Okay, so you need to craft your resume in such a manner that it can be able to impress the employer. It should be very, very precise and concise, okay? It should be very direct to the point, and make sure to check the description of the jobs that you're applying for so that you can be able to tailor your resume towards that job description, and that makes that application very, very specific, okay? Make it a habit for every job that you are applying for. Unless the requirement or the job descriptions are similar, then make sure that you update your resume for every job that you are applying for. Once you're able to do that, always attach a cover letter to your resume, and make sure that your references that you've given, they are people who can be able to market you. They are people who can be able to sell you to the employer, okay? Moving on, it's your applications, okay? So when you're putting or when you're sending your applications, make sure that you are sending multiple applications to multiple employers. If you have a full license, then you have a larger area to play with. You can be able to apply for jobs across Canada and then transfer your license. If you have a provisional license, then you're going to be limited to only that one province, okay? So therefore, make use of that full license. Take advantage of that full license and apply for jobs across Canada, all right? And one site that you don't want to miss is Job Bank Canada website. Make sure to visit that website. It's a major platform for job advertisement in Canada, and especially for you who is applying from outside of Canada. Make use of that job site, okay? The other thing that you can be able to do is to use networking. If you have friends, if you have family in Canada, make use of those people. Most of the jobs or most of the employers, they interact with your friends or with your family, okay? So if they can be able to connect you to the employers, then it's going to be very easy for you to get a job. So make use of those people if you have them, all right? So the fourth thing is visiting. If you are in a position to visit Canada, kindly, it will give you more advantage. This can be a game changer for you because you are in Canada. You can be able to start work, and getting a work permit, it's going to be very easy if you already have a job. I think it's nowadays, I think it's only taking like 2 weeks to get a work permit if you have an employer and if you're in Canada. So that's going to be a game changer for you. So if you are able, if you're in a position to visit Canada and do your application while you're here, then you are so very welcome to do so, all right? So if you are able to apply all those tips, then I'm very, very sure that you will be able to get a job, okay? So please, if you are outside of Canada, you have a provisional license, kindly work towards getting your full license. That way you're going to be exposed to more employers and to more jobs, okay? You're going to have an open area for you to be able to get a job. And until next time, bye-bye.